Lincoln lost every morning. Life hands you a blank check. Most people waste it, writing excuses instead of success. Lincoln lost. But champions, they seize those first hours like gold miners digging for treasure. Because how you command your mornings determines whether you live by chance or by choice. Today, Lincoln lost. I'm going to show you 4 powerful morning habits that, if practiced daily, will rewrite the story of your life. Lincoln lost. You are one decision away from a new destiny. Will you claim it when you open your eyes in the morning? You are handed the most powerful gift life can offer, a fresh beginning. Lincoln lost. That first hour is sacred. It is the moment when your mind is untouched by the noise of the world, when your thoughts are pure and ready to be directed toward greatness. Lincoln, most people waste it. They roll out of bed, grab their phone, and allow other people's opinions, problems. Lincoln lost in drama to invade their mind before they even take their first breath of the new day. And that, my friend, is why so many live in reaction instead of creation. Lincoln lost. You must master that first hour, because if you don't, someone else will. The world is constantly fighting for your attention. The moment you allow it in, Lincoln lost. It will dictate how you feel, what you do, and how you think. But when you command your mornings, you command your destiny. The first hour is when you build mental armor. Lincoln lost. It is when you choose what to plant in the soil of your mind before the chaos of the day comes to harvest it. And just like a farmer carefully selects the seeds he sows, Lincoln lost, you must select the thoughts you nurture at dawn. If you wake up and feed your mind fear, anger, or doubt, you are already defeated before you even leave your room. Lincoln lost. But if you wake up and deliberately feed your mind courage, gratitude, and determination, you set yourself on a path to victory. The first thing you do when you wake up should never be dive into the noise of the world. Instead, it should be to take control of your inner world. Sit quietly, even if only for 5 minutes, and claim your mind as your own. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and remind yourself of who you are and where you are going. Lincoln lost. Picture the life you're building. Feel the success if it were already yours. Lincoln lost. And tell yourself with absolute conviction that today you will take one more step toward that vision. This is not wishful thinking. Lincoln lost. This is the science of programming your subconscious mind to act in alignment with your desires. Lincoln lost. Every great achievement begins in the unseen realm of before it becomes visible in reality. Once you have set that mental intention, protect it fiercely. Do not open your phone to messages. Do not scroll through social media. Do not allow the world to infect your focus before you have strengthened it. Lincoln lost. The first hour is your private meeting with your future self. Treat it with the same respect you would give to an important business meeting. Lincoln lost, because that's exactly what it is, a negotiation between the life you have and the life you are building. Some will say they don't have time for this. But the truth is, Lincoln lost, you don't have time to live without it. If you cannot give yourself one focused hour in the morning, how can you expect to build a life of power and freedom? Lincoln lost. You will spend that hour somewhere, either reacting to life or preparing to dominate it. The choice is yours, but the results are not negotiable. Lincoln lost. This practice will not only change your mornings, it will change your entire life. Because how you begin determines how you finish. Lincoln lost. A mind that is trained before the world wakes up becomes unshakable when the world tries to distract it. Lincoln lost. A person who takes charge of their mornings no longer drifts through the day like a leaf in the wind. They move with intention, with clarity. Lincoln lost. With the quiet confidence of someone who knows they are in control. Every great leader, every self-made success story. Lincoln lost. Every person who has built something extraordinary shares this common secret. They own their mornings. They understand that when you win the first hour, you win the day. Lincoln lost. And when you win enough days in a row, you win the life you've been dreaming about. So tomorrow morning, when you open your eyes, remember this. Lincoln lost. The first hour belongs to you, or it belongs to the world. And whichever master you choose in that moment will decide the quality of your life. Choose wisely. Lincoln lost. The mind is like fertile soil, and every morning you are planting seeds that will grow throughout the day. The question is, what are you planting? Most people, without even realizing it, fill their minds with weeds. Worry, gossip, negativity, complaints. They wake up and immediately consume the noise of the world. Lincoln lost. And then they wonder why their lives are filled with confusion and struggle. You cannot harvest abundance from a mind that is fed with poverty of thought. If you want success, Lincoln lost. If you want prosperity, if you want peace of mind, you must deliberately feed your brain with rich, powerful, success-driven thoughts every single morning. The mind does not stay empty. It will accept whatever is given to it. If you do not give it strong, positive food, it will live on scraps from the world around you. And the world, Lincoln, my friend, is not in the business of feeding you greatness. It will feed you fear. It will feed you limitation. It will feed you every excuse to stay average. That is why you must take control of what enters your mind before the world gets its hands on it. The first thing you consume in the morning sets the vibration for your entire day. Lincoln lost. If you want to think rich thoughts, you must put rich ideas into your mind before you do anything else. One page of a powerful book can change the course of your morning. Lincoln Lost, 10 minutes of listening to a voice that inspires you can ignite courage you didn't know you had. Lincoln Lost. Repeating strong affirmations can plant ideas in your subconscious that will silently push you toward action throughout the day. Do not underestimate the power of a single idea. One idea has built empires, one idea has turned ordinary men into legends, and one idea has taken people from failure to fortune. But you cannot expect ideas of greatness to appear in a mind filled with mental trash. Make it a ritual. Wake up and feed your brain deliberately. Read something that challenges you to think bigger than your current circumstances. Pick up a book written by someone who has walked the path of success you desire. Read the words as if you were sitting across from that person, absorbing their wisdom, because in truth, that is exactly what you are doing. If reading is not your habit yet. Lincoln Lost. Listen to voices that lift you, voices that expand your imagination, voices that remind you that wealth, success, Lincoln Lost, and happiness are not reserved for a chosen few. They are the birthright of anyone who learns to think for themselves. And as you consume these ideas, Lincoln Lost, don't just let them pass through you like air. Hold them, turn them over in your mind. Ask yourself, how can I use this today? How can I turn this thought into action? Because the real power of a rich idea is not just in thinking it, it is in acting on it. You are building new patterns in your mind. Lincoln Lost, replacing old habits of down fear with habits of confidence and abundance. The world will call you a dreamer for doing this. They will say you are wasting your time reading books and listening to speeches. But understand this. The same world that laughs at dreamers eventually works for them. Lincoln Lost, because while most people are feeding their minds with gossip and fear, you are feeding your mind with power, with vision, with unshakable belief. Lincoln Lost, and what you hold in your mind consistently with faith eventually becomes your reality. Do this every morning, and you will notice a change you cannot ignore. Lincoln Lost, your conversations will change because your thoughts will change. Your actions will change because your beliefs will change. And slowly, Lincoln Lost, your life will begin to mirror the rich thoughts you are feeding it. You cannot think like a pauper and live like a king. But if you think like a king long enough, Lincoln will find yourself living as one. So tomorrow morning, ask yourself this simple question: what am I feeding my mind? Lincoln Lost, because whatever you give it in those first quiet moments will decide the harvest you reap for the rest of the day. Feed it wisely. Lincoln Lost, your body is the engine that carries your mind toward its destiny, and if the engine is sluggish, the mind will struggle to perform at its highest level. Lincoln Lost, energy is not just a physical state, it is a mental and emotional force that drives your decisions, your confidence, and your persistence. Lincoln Lost, most people wake up and expect their mind to create miracles while their body is still half asleep, weighed down by laziness, stiffness, and exhaustion from the day before. Lincoln Lost, but you cannot expect to live a powerful life with a body that feels powerless. If you want to ignite your destiny, Lincoln Lost, you must first ignite your energy, and that begins by moving your body early every single morning. The first moments of the day are not just for waking up. Lincoln Lost, they are for charging up. Motion creates emotion, and the fastest way to shift your state from tired and reactive to focused and determined is to move. Lincoln Lost, it doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need fancy equipment or hours in the gym. 10 to 20 minutes of stretching, breathing deeply, walking briskly, or doing simple exercises can flood your brain with oxygen, sharpen your focus, and awaken a sense of control over the day ahead. When the body is active, the mind becomes alert. Lincoln Lost, and when the mind is alert, you think faster, you feel stronger, and you begin your day already winning. Think about how most people live. They crawl out of bed, drag themselves to the kitchen, and spend the first hours of the day fighting off fatigue. Their minds feel heavy because their bodies are heavy. They drink cup after cup of coffee. Lincoln Lost, hoping for energy that movement could have given them naturally. A body at rest tends to stay at rest. Lincoln Lost, and a mind trapped in a sluggish body tends to stay trapped in sluggish thinking. But a body in motion carries the mind into momentum. The simple act of moving first thing in the morning signals to every part of you, physically and mentally, that today you are awake, alive, and ready to act. Lincoln Lost, there is a deeper power to this practice than just physical health. Moving your body early is a declaration of discipline. It is a way of telling yourself, Lincoln Lost, I am in control. When you choose to move, even when you don't feel like it, you strengthen the same mental muscle you will need to make tough decisions. Lincoln Lost, to persist when things get hard, to keep going when others quit. It builds the habit of doing what is necessary, not just what is comfortable. Every push-up, every stretch, Lincoln Lost, every step you take in those quiet morning hours is training for the battles you will face later in the day. The great achievers of history have always understood the link between physical vitality and mental power. A tired body breeds tired thoughts. A strong, energized body breeds confidence, courage, and determination. You cannot expect to think like a leader if you feel like a victim of your own energy levels. When you feel strong, You speak differently, you walk different, make decisions with more certainty, and people respond to you with greater respect. Energy is influence, and influence is power. Lincoln Lost. You may say you don't have time, but the truth is, you don't have time to live without it. Lincoln Lost. 10 minutes of morning movement can save you hours of wasted time later in the day because an energized mind works faster, clearer, and more creatively. Lincoln Lost. A body that feels alive carries you through challenges with resilience instead of frustration. Lincoln Lost. The investment of those few minutes pays back in ways you cannot measure because it changes how you show up for every other part of your life. Do this consistently. Lincoln Lost. And you will begin to notice the difference not just in your body, but in the way you think and the way you feel about yourself. Lincoln Lost. You will begin to approach each day with a sense of inner power, a quiet confidence that you are ready for whatever comes. Lincoln Lost. Movement in the morning is not exercise. It is the ignition key for the life you want to live. So tomorrow, before the world places its demands on you, move. Lincoln Lost. Move with purpose, move with intention, move as if your future depends on it. Because it does. Most people step into their day like a soldier wandering onto a battlefield with no map, no strategy, and no armor. And then they wonder why they end up exhausted, frustrated, Lincoln Lost, and defeated by nightfall. Life rewards those who plan with precision, just as a general would never lead his troops into battle without a clear strategy. Lincoln Lost. You must never walk into your day without deciding in advance how you are going to win it. If you don't take command of your time, someone else will. If you don't give your day orders, the day will take control of you and drag you wherever it pleases. Every morning, Lincoln Lost. After you've taken charge of your mind and fueled it with strong, success-driven thoughts, you must turn your attention to strategy. What you do next is simple. Lincoln Lost. But it will change everything. Decide the 3 most important victories you need to achieve that day. Not 20, not 30, just 3. Because success does not come from being busy. It comes from being effective. Most people confuse motion with progress. They fill their schedules with meaningless tasks. Check emails 100 times, respond to every little distraction, and feel accomplished simply because they were busy. But business is the enemy of productivity. Lincoln Lost. A general doesn't win a war by attacking everywhere at once. He chooses the most critical targets, focuses his best resources there, and strikes with full force. Lincoln Lost. You must treat your day the same way. Write those 3 targets down. Don't just keep them in your head. The act of writing is a declaration of commitment. It turns a wish into an order, a vague intention into a mission. Ask yourself, if I could only accomplish 3 things today that would move me closer to my goals, Lincoln Lost, what would they be? This forces you to think about what truly matters, what will actually move the needle in your life. Lincoln Lost, and it trains you to stop wasting time on what doesn't matter. Once you have your 3 targets, guard them as a general guards his plans. Do not let every phone call, every message, every distraction pull you away from your mission. You may need to say no to people. You may need to close the door, turn off notifications, and work in silence. Lincoln Lost. But remember, every yes to something unimportant is a no to something that could change your life. Discipline in execution is the difference between those who dream of success and those who achieve it. The beauty of this approach is how it builds confidence over time. Each day you hit those 3 targets, you are stacking small victories. You may not notice it at first, but over weeks and months, these victories compound into massive results. Lost. Most people underestimate what they can do in a year because they overestimate what they can do in a single day. But when you plan each day with precision and follow through, Lincoln Lost, you are building momentum that becomes unstoppable. And there's something else. It gives you peace of mind. Lincoln Lost. When you know what you're supposed to do and you see yourself doing it, anxiety disappears. Doubt fades. You feel in control, and that feeling is priceless. Lincoln Lost. It gives you the same sense of certainty a general feels when he looks over his battlefield and knows the victory will be his because he has prepared better than anyone else. So before you rush into your day, stop 10 minutes. Think like a strategist. Choose your battles. Plan your victories. Then march into your day with confidence. Lincoln Lost. Knowing that you are not leaving your life to chance. You are designing it one day at a time. And if you ever doubt the power of this habit, remember this truth. Lincoln Lost. Those who control their days control their destiny, and those who plan like generals live like kings. Very morning you are given a new chance to shape your future. Lincoln Lost. And how you spend those first precious hours determines everything that follows. When you dominate the first hour, you claim control over your mind before the world does. Lincoln Lost. When you feed your brain with rich, success-driven thoughts, you plant seeds that grow into the opportunities you've been waiting for. When you move your body, Lincoln Lost. You awaken the energy and confidence that carry you through every challenge. And when you plan your day with precision, you step into life like a leader. Lincoln Lost. not a follower. Greatness is not built in giant leaps. It is built in small, consistent victories. Each morning is a quiet battle between who you are and who you can become. And every choice you make tips the scales. So tomorrow, when the sun rises, don't drift through your morning like most people do. Stand up with intention, own those first hours. Lincoln lost, and live them as if your destiny depends on it, because it does.